Let's talk about that weirdly pleasant, tingly feeling. You know, the one you might get from a soft whisper or watching someone do something with intense focus. It has a name, ASMR. For the longest time, it was just this kind of quirky internet thing. But today, we're going to dive into the very first major scientific paper that actually took a serious look at what's going on with these so-called brain tingles. I mean, really think about it. Have you ever been watching a video of someone just, I don't know, carefully folding towels or listening to someone with a really soft voice, and suddenly you feel this pleasant, staticky sensation spreading across your scalp? If you're nodding along, you are definitely not alone. And believe it or not, science is finally starting to figure out why. Listen to this. This is a quote from someone who was actually in the study we're looking at today. They said they felt an extremely relaxed, trance-like state that I didn't want to end. And that right there perfectly captures it. It's not just a physical thing. It's this deep, almost hypnotic state of relaxation that millions of people are now searching for online. Right, so before science even had a name for it, ASMR just kind of exploded on the internet. It became this massive grassroots community built around a feeling a lot of people probably thought was, just some weird thing that only happened to them. And when I say massive, I mean it. We're talking videos with hundreds of millions of views. Videos of people just whispering or tapping their nails on things, or even role-playing giving you a haircut. But until this paper came out, there was basically zero serious science explaining what on earth was actually happening. So this leads us to the big question, right? Forget the YouTube rabbit holes and the Reddit threads for a second. What is this feeling, scientifically speaking? How did these researchers even begin to define and measure it? And here we have it, the official definition. Let's break it down. Autonomous means it just happens, you can't force it. Sensory, because it's all about sights and sounds. And meridian response, well, that's just a fancy, non-scientific term the community came up with to describe that peak feeling. But the real key here is that it's this unique combo of a physical tingle and a really deep sense of psychological calm. Now check this out. What's so cool here is that the study actually mapped the physical path of this feeling. And for most people, it's not random at all. They found this incredibly consistent pattern. It almost always starts at the back of the head, like a warm static. Then it trickles down the neck and spine. For some people, it can even radiate out into their arms and legs. Okay, so we know what it is, and we know where on the body it happens. The next logical question has to be, what causes it? What are the secret keys that unlock this whole experience? Well, to figure that out, the researchers just went straight to the source. They asked hundreds of people who experience ASMR to nail down the most common and, the most reliable triggers. And the results are pretty amazing. Whispering is the absolute champion. It works for a whopping 75% of people. Right behind that is personal attention. That feeling of someone speaking gently and directly to you. Then you have crisp sounds like tapping and slow, deliberate movements. All of these work for over half the people, which tells us it's this very specific mix of sound and visuals. And the setting? Well, it turns out context is everything. This isn't something you're going to feel on a loud, busy bus. A staggering 81% of people use ASMR to help them fall asleep, and the study found that to really feel the effects, they almost always need a quiet, calm environment. Okay, so it's relaxing, it helps people sleep. Got it. But the study dug up something way deeper. And this is where it gets really, really interesting. It looks like ASMR might actually have some genuine therapeutic benefits. I mean, just look at why people are watching. The top 3 reasons are relaxation, sleep, and dealing with stress. It's overwhelmingly being used as a kind of wellness tool. And it's just as important to see what it's not used for. Only about 5% of people said they use it for sexual stimulation, which really helps to debunk a pretty common misunderstanding about what ASMR is all about. And that whole wellness idea is totally backed up by the data. This chart is probably one of the most powerful things to come out of this study. See, on the left, you have people's self-reported mood, and along the bottom, you have time. For everyone, their mood just shoots up and peaks during the ASMR session. Then it slowly fades over the next few hours. It provides a real, measurable, even if temporary, lift. But here's the kicker. The researchers found this mood boost wasn't the same for everyone. It was actually way, way more powerful for the participants who were also struggling with depression. To put a number on it, the average mood boost for people with depression was almost 39 points on their scale. For those without depression, it was just over 21. That is a huge difference, and it suggests ASMR might provide a much deeper kind of temporary relief for people who really need it. And the benefits didn't even stop there. The study also found that a good number of participants dealing with chronic pain reported that ASMR actually eased their symptoms for up to 3 hours after they watched a video. So we have the what, and we have the why it matters. Now we get to the really tough part, the how. How on earth does our brain even do this? Let's get into the theories that the researchers came up with. Yeah, this is the million-dollar question, isn't it? And the truth is, there's no simple answer yet. The study doesn't give us a final biological smoking gun, but it does connect ASMR to some really fascinating ideas in psychology. So there are two big theories on the table. The first is flow state. That's that feeling of being completely in the zone, right? So absorbed in something that you lose track of time. The other idea is synesthesia. That's a really cool neurological thing where your senses get kind of cross-wired. Like you might hear a C sharp on a piano and see the color yellow. The theory is that ASMR could be a mild form of that, where a sound trigger actually creates a physical tingle. Now this is a wild idea. The researchers suggest that ASMR could be the literal polar opposite of another condition called misophonia. That's where specific sounds, like someone chewing, can make a person feel intense rage or panic. Think about it. They're both extreme automatic reactions to everyday sounds. One's positive, one's negative. They might just be two sides of the same neurological coin. And when they put it all together, the study lands on this really powerful conclusion. The act of sitting quietly, focusing intently on sounds and sights to reach a state of calm, well, that's basically the same thing as mindfulness meditation. It reframes ASMR from just a weird internet thing into a practice that has a lot in common with something that has proven health benefits. And so that leaves us with this final massive question. We started with what seemed like a strange internet trend, and we've ended up with data showing it has real, temporary positive effects on depression and chronic pain. So could something as simple as a quiet video actually be a new accessible form of self-care, or maybe even therapy? This study sure makes it seem like a question that's worth asking.